Tonight, towns under threat in Victoria's northeast. Residents warned to get out. Melbourne escapes the worst of it, but Mother Nature's not done. There's a wet night ahead. Also, Barnaby Joyce battles to get back in Parliament. Meghan Markle charms the crowd on her royal debut next to Prince Harry. And Tigers premiership coach Damian Hardwick teams up with his dad to relive grand final glory.
Live from our Melbourne headquarters, this is 7 News with Blake Johnson.
Also coming up later in sport, rain threatened to ruin the opening day of the second Ashes test in Adelaide, with England captain Joe Root taking a huge gamble. Richmond premiership coach Damian Hardwick and his dad wind back the clock for a good cause. We're live to Brisbane ahead of tonight's Rugby League World Cup final between Australia and England. Steph Gilmore upstages the new world champion to take out the Maui Women's Pro. And it's been a record-equalling third round at the PGA Championship on the Gold Coast in the Golf Blast. Damian Hardwick has revealed the Tigers will alter their premiership-winning game plan in order to stay ahead of their rivals in 2018. Hardwick today returned to his junior football club to celebrate more than just Richmond's success.
He'll be forever known as a Richmond premiership coach, but Damian Hardwick's yellow and black roots began as a teenager.
How are you, mate?
His football journey started as a Tiger at the Upwey-Tecoma footy club, and coached by his dad Noel. It's where Hardwick first tasted premiership success as a skinny 17-year-old.
First grand final as a player, to be coached by your old man and have him yell at you from pillar to post and then get the result in the end was a great day.
What I used to do is when I gave him a blast, I'd look him in the eye and then I'd quickly move on. I never held the moment.
Returning nearly 3 decades later with a slightly bigger piece of silverware, Hardwick is on a mission to help raise funds for a new club room, a cause close to his heart for more reasons than one.
You know, I learned a lot of life lessons here. I met the lovely Mrs. Hardwick here, you'd be happy to know. I still remember there was a lovely fire over to my left and she was wearing those tight Fabergé jeans back then, so it was a great little moment in the Hardwick plan, so she'll be filthy at me for telling that story.
And it was wife Danielle who urged Hardwick to become more open with his playing group, which proved the driving force behind Richmond's grand final triumph.
We sort of sat down as a family and watched it, and it still really hasn't sunk in.
But the footy world waits for no one. While the Yellow and Black Army is still revelling in their drought-breaking premiership, Hardwick and the rest of his coaching staff are already back at Punt Road preparing for next year. The trademark Richmond game plan is set for a makeover.
I've got no doubt it will change again, so we might start with the small forwards. We might find a key forward that jumps up. So the game evolves and we've got to evolve with it.
Whatever the case, Dustin Martin will be at the forefront. Dusty's off-season adventures with partner in crime Dane Swan watched closely from afar.
Told Swanee if he brings back Dustin early, I'll re-rookie him next year. But look, Dustin's he's matured enormously, and he deserves to have his fun in the off season. But when it comes to work, he works as hard as anyone on the training track, so he'll be in good nick and ready to go.
Andrew McCormack, 7 News.
Sean Sowerby is back with sport, and Sean, it was a record-equalling day on the Gold Coast.
It was, Blake. Little-known Aussie golfer Jordan Zunic has shot to fame at the PGA Championship. We'll have all the highlights next. Also coming up, Cameron Bancroft with another headache against England in a wet and wild second test. And it's the Ashes in Rugby League 2. We're live to Brisbane ahead of tonight's World Cup final. Damian Hardwick and his dad take a stroll back in time, all for a good cause. And Super Steph Gilmore upstages the new world champ in Hawaii.